That's Celtic 7, Armthorpe Welfare 0. Adam, fairly comfortable night.
Yeah, it was, and every credit to the players for that because we had one of these similar nights last season and we were absolutely rubbish and we went out the cup and we just said that we didn't want that kind of performance, and it was about how we applied ourselves. And I thought the lads did everything that they should have done. Really, we moved the ball quick, we started the game fast, got a couple of early goals, and then obviously we were pretty ruthless in that first half in particular. But we should have had more goals really over the course of the 90 minutes. But look, all the lads can do is work hard, try and do things properly. And sometimes in these games, when the scoreline gets that way, you can maybe take your foot off the gas a little bit, and you can maybe start doing things you wouldn't really do. And that maybe is a reason why we didn't get an extra couple of goals. But we've got through. We've scored plenty of goals. We've kept a clean sheet, which is something that we really stressed. And we're into the next round, unscathed injury-wise, and overall a good night.
Did you feel as though it was a good test for your players, particularly the ones who you've put into the starting 11 who don't usually start?
Well, it's good for them to get a run out. Nathan Cartman, Luke Parkin, they've not had a lot of game time in recent weeks, through no fault of their own. It's just, I've just opted to choose different players and play a way that maybe didn't suit them all that well. So, but they've been working really hard in training. They've kept their head down. They're both great lads, and they've both been great for me. So glad that they've certainly Parko getting a hat trick. He was really lively throughout the night. Carts was lively as well, but just things didn't fall for him tonight, unfortunately. So he didn't get his goal, but it was good to get 70 minutes into Ben. He's obviously missed a few weeks now, and Ben's one of them players, a very fit lad. When he's playing 90 minutes or the best part of 90 minutes on a regular basis, when he has 2, 3, 4 weeks out, because he's so explosive and dynamic in how he plays, it can sometimes take him a few weeks and a few games to get his levels back up. But it was good to get 70 minutes into him. And then Dylan, he's not had a lot of football at all in the last 6 to 8 months before he joined us. He got a good run out at the weekend for Ossett United, and he's had another good, just short of 70 minutes there for us. And and he's a good player, but we just got to be patient with him. He'll go back to Ossett now for the weekend, get some more minutes under his belt, and we'll just keep ramping up his game time.
As you mentioned there, Luke Parkin with a hat-trick, Akil Fancy with a couple of goals himself as well. It must be pleasing for you to have some reliable options, especially going forward.
We've got good options all over the pitch. I'm really pleased with the squad that we've got. Elliot in goal, I forgot to mention him, but he's another one. He's been frustrated like a game time because the team's been getting good results and Carl's been playing well. But he's a very reliable goalkeeper as we know. And right throughout the team, we've got really good options. Jake Maltby there in midfield came on and did well. He's been doing really, really well at Albion Sports. We're hoping to move him up into the Evo stick this weekend and see if he can do it at that level. But right throughout the squad, we've got good options, good balance, and as you mentioned, the lads at the top end of the pitch, Parko, his goals, Akil getting his goals later on, Carts, he's just always scores goals. Obviously we give Jimmy a little bit of a rest tonight, so we've got good options.
And of course tournaments like the West Riding County Cup allow you to experiment and give players more game time who need it. So are you wanting to go find this tournament?
Want to win it. Want to win it. We won it the first season I was here. Last season we limped out, we were rubbish, and we were all disappointed by that. But this season we want to try and win it again. There's some decent teams left in it, so it's not going to be easy. But whatever competition you're in, you've got to try and set out to win it. Otherwise, there's no point, is there? I always think you should start every season with the ambition of trying to win a trophy if you can. The County Cup is arguably the easiest one to win because you have to play the fewest games, and generally in the earlier rounds you play teams from 2, 3, 4 leagues below you, but you've still got to get through these games, and at some point we will have to beat a couple of very strong teams if we are going to win it. But that's the aim, and the players are well aware of that.
Of course, 7-0 win tonight. It must be pleasing to bounce back from those 2 league defeats in a row. It's just what you needed.
Yeah, we did, and another reason for us wanting to do so well in it is that you play a hell of a lot less midweek games in this division than we did in the one below, and that has an effect on the players who don't play at all or as much at the weekend. It has an impact on their game time and maybe their morale levels, and training is good here, but there's nothing like a game for the players or the staff. We want to play games, we want to win matches, we want to try and do well in every competition. So It was good to get the game under the belt. It was good to obviously get the win. We didn't play well enough on Saturday at Blyth. The game on the Tuesday night at Kidderminster, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, the referee actually rang us up a few days later and apologised for the penalty that he gave, which is, every credit to him for doing that, but at the same time it doesn't help us get a result, and at that time, at a very difficult place like Kidderminster on a Tuesday night when we've had 5.5 hours on the coach, getting that decision against us in that particular game really didn't help us, and we lost that game. But the performance level was reasonable enough from us, so there was no issues there. Just a bit of misfortune and things didn't quite go our way, and we lost the game narrowly. Saturday, as I said, we weren't good enough, but when we've had a little bit of a sticky patch this season in the league, we've been able to bounce back and go on a little bit of a run, and that's what we've got to look to do again now at the weekend against Gloucester, which is going to be a very difficult game.
Yeah, of course, Saturday's game at home against Gloucester. What are your thoughts going into that? And it's all about carrying momentum and confidence from this 7-0 win, isn't it?
Yeah, the confidence is fine. There's no issues with the confidence of the players. We've just had a couple of not so good results, which happens. But Gloucester's going to be a tough game, and they all are tough games, as I say every time you ask me. So we'll do our homework. We'll get the lads in on Thursday night for training. We'll prepare the best we can, and we've got to try and get another good result.